It is Furaha Day. Good evening and welcome to the broadcast tonight. My name is Sammy Adika and our sign language interpreter is Boniface Mureithi. Do get in touch with us through our socials at Hope TV Kenya and at Sammy Adika. On to matters making headlines tonight, President William Ruto has yet again hit back at his former deputy Rigathi Gachagua, terming his recent critiques as plans to divide the country. Reiterating his commitment to forge unity for the benefit of Kenyans, Ruto vowed not to allow individuals divide the country on political grounds, seemingly attacking his former principal assistant, who after impeachment became a critic of the very same government he served in. With President William Ruto winding up his Western Region tour in Bungoma County, the head of state fired back at his former principal assistant and the now famed Wamunyoro, Rigathi Gachagua, terming him as incompetent.
Na nishawaambia wale watu matapeli wale. Kuna watu matapeli ambao walikuwa na kazi kubwa kubwa wakashindwa because of incompetence, kwa sababu ya ukabila, kwa sababu ya ufisadi, kwa sababu ya chuki, kwa sababu ya kukosa mwelekeo. Ati wanaenda pale wanatupatia lecture. Mnatupatia lecture kama nani? Bure kabisa.
Calling on Kenyans to support the broad-based government, President Ruto expressed confidence in his leadership to unite the country.
Tumetengeneza serikali ya kuunganisha Wakenya wote. Ndio tuweze tutembee pamoja. Tushughulike na mambo ya maendeleo ya taifa letu la Kenya pamoja. Ndio Kenya hii tusiwe na chuki, tusiwe na mambo ya kugawana, tushirikiane pamoja. Ndio tuweze kushughulika kujenga soko kama hii.
Mulembe Nation leaders took the chance to voice their support for the newfound political love between President William Ruto and the Western Region.
Mimi nawaomba tukisunguka hapa, nyinyi vijana wetu, nyinyi ndio jeshi, nyinyi ndio mnatangulia na wengine nyuma tukitembea, na msukume msupport huyu rais wetu.
Outlining several development plans for the region, President Ruto further pledged to ensure Bungoma County enjoys the benefits of his leadership.
Tupange mambo ya kuunda barabara, kuhakikisha kwamba watu wako na mambo ya afya, tuhakikisha kwamba tunazalisha uchumi, tuondoe umaskini, tujenge uchumi, Kenya isonge mbele. Tumeelewana watu wa Busia? Mnasema tuungane? Tembe pamoja.
The merger between President William Ruto's UDA party and Musalia Mudavadi's ANC now seem to have given President Ruto a through pass in the region that was mandated to contribute 30% to the win of the Kenya Kwanza government in the 2022 general election, as revealed by former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, who is now on the receiving end for starting division. For Newswatch, I'm Sammy Adika. Away from matters politics, Chief Justice Martha Kome's security detail has been reinstated after public outcry from various quarters. Now, this is according to the Kenya Magistrates and Judges Association. The Chief Justice had on Thursday accused the government through the Ministry of Interior of withdrawing her security detail, a move she described as an attack on the judiciary and the office of the Chief Justice. As Alice Diana reports, the Law Society of Kenya LSK condemned the National Police Service for withdrawing Kome's security, while Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen said the move was routine and had merely been misunderstood.
The withdrawal of the security detail of Chief Justice Martha Koome has continued to elicit mixed reactions across the country, with the Law Society of Kenya also adding its voice on this matter. Addressing the press earlier today, the Law Society of Kenya, led by its president Faith Odhiambo, condemned the withdrawal of the country's head of judiciary, saying the move was unacceptable and indicates grave systematic and administrative lapses within the National Police Service.
This habit of the service operating as an appendage of the executive, giving undue credence to the superiority of the executive over the judiciary, is an unacceptable relic. The complaint raised by the Chief Justice indicates an insufferable failure on the part of the National Police Service, which must be rectified promptly, and action taken to prevent such reoccurrence.
Despite Kome's claims, Inspector General of Police Douglas Kanja on Thursday issued an explanation stating that the officers attached to the Judiciary Police Unit had been recalled for either training, after promotion, or procedurally transferred to other stations. This was echoed by Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen, who earlier today noted that there is no scheme whatsoever to undermine the office of the Chief Justice or the judiciary.
The Chief Justice is among public officers who are properly taken care of in terms of her security. I know the manual says that she is entitled to 6 police officers as her bodyguards, but the Chief Justice has been given up to 32 police officers. And of the 32, only the ones who are promoted and called to go for training were 3 of them. She was concerned about 2 of our officers attached to her and the driver. And we, unfortunately, that misunderstanding, the IG thought he was doing a favor to the officers who are working with the Chief Justice by promoting them. It appears now that same favor has hit the IG hard.
The LSK has, however, noted that any operations or administrative process that may affect the security of the Chief Justice must be premeditated, well-structured and communicated to ensure smooth transition where any is required.
While we note that an explanation has been tendered by the Inspector General of Police, it is not lost on us nor the people of Kenya that the security of an office as crucial as that of the Chief Justice is not a casual matter that can be subjected to afterthoughts and lapses in the communication or coordination. We remind the Inspector General that the principal function of the police is to provide security, not to attend trainings at the expense of effective performance of duties.
In a statement on X on Friday, Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka slammed the government's alleged move, describing it as an appalling action intended to undermine the autonomy of Kome's office and the judiciary. The Africa Judges and Jurists Forum also issued a statement requesting the President of Kenya to immediately reinstate the security team from the Judiciary Police Unit deployed to protect Lady Chief Justice Martha Koome. The Jurists Forum questioned what confidence in the judicial process and the rule of law can the public have when the impression is created that the judiciary can be easily bullied and exposed to insecurity by the executive or organs that operate under the executive oversight. Following the public outcry from various quarters concerning the CJ's security withdrawal, the Kenya Magistrates and Judges Association (KMJA) confirmed that Martha Koome's security detail had been reinstated on Friday. KMJA accused unnamed individuals of attempting to reinvent and deploy McCarthyism tactics to intimidate and coerce judges and magistrates with the ultimate goal of weakening the judiciary. Reporting for Hope TV News Watch from LSK offices along Gitanga Road in Nairobi, I'm Alice Diana.
Well, many thanks, Alice Diana, for the report right there. Now, barely a week after storming the Ministry of Health boardroom press briefing in Nairobi by Health Cabinet Secretary Deborah Barasa Mulongo, Grace Mulei drama has ensued as she was arrested on Thursday evening by the DCI in Ladnan Hospital in Nairobi, where she was receiving medical treatment. She was later taken to Capitol Hill Police Station, where she was freed on Friday morning by a bail of 10,000 Kenya shillings, with police officers noting that investigations are still ongoing.
I felt I was being abducted because that was my fear. That is what I felt, because I do not know why I was arrested. To me it's not arresting, to me it's abduction, because I had gone for treatment. So could they not wait for me to finish my treatment? They know where I stay because they told me even we know your house.
They have relented. They have sought to run with their tails behind their back on account of the fact that they were unprepared to bring the Lioness of Shah to court.
The Lioness of Shah, the only crime she did was to go and remind the state, the deaf state operators, that I have paid for Shah and I am not able to receive the services that I have paid for.
I'm wondering even why she was incarcerated for a night in the police cells, because the offense ambao nataka kumchaji nayo is bailable. Haja commit murder.
Now, the High Court judge has given the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission IEBC selection panel the green light to present its list of commissioners to President William Ruto. Judge Dola Chepkwony of the Kiambu Law Court in the ruling declared the list of 9 nominees to be chaired by Dr. Nelson Makanda and dismissed claims that the panel list lacked gender and regional balance, stating that there was insufficient evidence to prove the claims. The case was filed by Boniface Njogu in October 28th last year, bringing delays to the process of reconstituting a new commission. The judge also rejected a petition challenging Azimio la Umoja's nomination process and stated that the claims that the coalition failed to conduct a competitive and open recruitment exercise could not be substantiated. Now, Chepkwony says Azimio was not formally enjoined in the case as the party. The IEBC selection panel is expected to set the ball rolling for the recruiting of new IEBC commissioners for the poll body within 90 days. Still on matters law, the Law Society of Kenya, LSK, has vowed to occupy the Supreme Court in protest against what they call judicial impunity and the ongoing ban on lawyer Ahmed Nasir Abdullahi's firm from appearing before the court. Now, this follows the Supreme Court's decision to uphold the ban on Ahmed Nasir and his firm, further complicating matters for his clients. Now, on Tuesday, the 7-judge bench led by Chief Justice Martha Koome unanimously rejected a plea by lawyer Asli Osman to allow Ahmed Nasir's firm to represent a client in a landmark case on inheritance rights for children born out of wedlock in Muslim communities. Now, the court cited the ongoing ban on the firm due to allegations facing Ahmed Nasir, along with other prominent figures such as former Law Society of Kenya President Nelson Havi, have been vocal in criticizing the current Supreme Court leadership, questioning its conduct and action in recent months.
While the judiciary must remain independent, it must also embrace constructive criticism and accountability. These qualities are critical to public confidence in judicial decisions and ensure that judicial power is exercised in the service of justice and the Constitution. If our calls for the reversal of these orders are not heeded, the Law Society will be compelled to take further action, including mobilizing our members to stage peaceful protests and occupy the Supreme Court in protest. Advocates may also be called upon to boycott appearances before the court as expression of disapproval. The Supreme Court's decision to deny advocates audience borders on judicial impunity, abuse of office, and incompetence. This presents ripe grounds for removal of a judge, and we also urge the Judicial Service Commission to initiate disciplinary proceedings to safeguard the integrity of the judiciary.
Rimu Cohen has been remanded at Langata Women's Prison until January 29th, when the court is expected to make a ruling on whether she should undergo a mental health evaluation. Wairimu was rearrested on Thursday after the Director of Public Prosecution, Renson Ingonga, stated that there is substantial evidence indicating that she killed Tob Cohen on the night of July 19th and 20th in 2019 in the Lower Kabete area, Nairobi County. Now, High Court Judge Diana Kavenza noted that both parties presented their arguments in detail and requested more time to address all issues thoroughly. Now, Sarah Wairimu was first arrested in 2019 after the body of Tob Cohen, her husband by then, was discovered in a septic tank at their Kitisuru home. Now to the Eastern region, a section of Embu County leaders have maintained they are in the government to stay despite the growing discontent from majority of residents who deem the UDA administration as oppressive. The dissatisfaction has led to a growing culture of intolerance against leaders following heckling that took place at a presidential function 3 months ago. Led by Governor Cecil Mbarire, the leaders said it was incumbent upon the county to rally behind the government so that they draw maximum benefits in terms of development projects, further lamenting that the county had been sidelined in the former regimes. there is need to support the current administration, which had demonstrated willingness and commitment to grow together.
Wale ambao ni Wakenya wajue wako Kenya. Na hakuna wakati tunaweza kufika tuseme ati sisi ti wa Kenya kwa sababu tumetoka sehemu fulani. Pembe zote za Kenya hii watu ni wa Kenya. Na hiyo ya kujitenga haina manufaa yoyote kwa yeyote, kwa sababu sisi zote tunafaa kukaa kama jamii moja ya Wakenya na tundumishe umoja wa kitaifa. Hiyo ndio itatujenga. Ni vizuri tujue ya kwamba at every given time, wakati wowote ule tunakuwa na serikali moja in place na ingine inakuja wakati wake. Kwa hivyo ile tuko nayo na vile tulivyo tukae vile na tukiwa na huo umoja wa kujua ya kwamba sisi ni Wakenya.
Sisi tulishagua serikali ya Kenya kwanza 100%. Ile kitu nauliza watu wa Embu na kaunti zile zingine wanakasirika, hiyo makasiriko waweze kutema turundi pamoja, kwa sababu tumeona rais wetu akienda Mombasa watu wampokea, akienda Coast, akienda Kisumu watu wampokea, kila kona sote, hata jana alikuwa Bungoma. Lakini sisi ni kama tunataka kufanya ni kuuliza watu, kama ni wewe umeenda ukatafuta kitu huko nje, uletee familia, huwezi kupigania ukiwa nje, mpaka tupiganie tukiwa ndani. Kwa hivyo sisi tunaunga serikali mkono. Hiyo wale wanapayuko wakisema tutemo nje, au wanjua wanasema nini, naweza kusema hawa ni watu wanjua wanasema na mgani, kwa sababu katika sisi watu wa mlima kuna mlima west na mlima east, lakini mambo ya mlima haitatusaidia. Wakati kulikuwa na shinda ni wakati ambaye ule alikuwa na umbiri mambo ya mlima.
Well, still in Embu County, 4 families from Gitiburi village in Mbeere North Embu County have been left homeless after their houses were demolished by a private developer claiming to have bought the land from their deceased father. Now hundreds of Irati villagers marched to the police station led by the area MP Geoffrey Ruku, demanding answers over the controversial night evictions. Now Embu County Police Commander Samuel Muthamia admitted that there was a breach of procedure from their side and promised to take action against the officers who were sent to oversee the demolitions.
Walikunja wakaanza kuniambia nitoke kwa nyumba, nikatoka. Alafu wakaenda wakaita wao wengine, wakaamusha, wakaamuka, wakaanza kupomoa.
Saa 9:52 nilisikia nduru, nikakunja, nikakuta ni friend yangu anapomolewa nyumba na trakta. Tukikunja tunafukuswa na polisi waine. Tukaenda hii njia ya nyuma, tukakuta akisema wacha atoe mtoto. Akaambiwa na OCS ati asitoe hiyo mtoto. Akaingia akatoa mtoto. Na akatoka na ikapomolewa na hiyo trakta, ni manyumba ine.
I know there are those families who are affected. Sisi manene ya court are beyond us. Whatever court said, but kuna serious procedure tunatakiwa tufuatilie. There was a breach, a clear breach of what should have been done. And because of that, we are going to take administrative action and resolve the problems we have here. Lakini kwa sasa, nashukuru nyinyi sana. You are peaceful people and we are going to pay back for the people for the peace you have shown us.
We have a procedure on the procedure to follow in terms of evictions.
Yes.
A procedure which was not followed.
Yes.
And the procedure which the police service.
Now in Nyanza, in a groundbreaking initiative aimed at enhancing the quality of construction in Kisii County, the National Construction Authority, NCA, in partnership with the Kisii County Women Representative's Office, has successfully trained 500 site supervisors and construction workers. Speaking in Kisii Town, Doris Donya highlighted the importance of empowering construction workers in a bid to improve the sector by addressing skills gap.
Kuja kuona mafundi wetu wenye wamesoma, wengine wako na ujuzi na hawajakuwa accredited. Unapata hawa mafundi wakati wanaenda kutafuta kazi hawana this requirement. So leo wamepata skills, kila mtu anajua we need skills. Hawa mafundi they need those basic skills. Ndio kazi yao inaenda mzuri. So mimi na NCA tumepartner mafundi wamejifunza wako hapa.
In collaboration with the Office of the Women Rep to accredit construction workers. And today we were at Nduru Boys Secondary, and we have been able to meet more than 500 construction workers and site supervisors. And we appreciate the Office of the Women Rep for the mobilization work that has gone into this. And being one of our core functions, training and building capacity for all that are involved in the construction industry, we are glad and appreciate partners and appreciate collaboration where we train and build capacity for construction workers.
Nafurahi kwa sababu mimi ni fundi na nimepata cheti ya kuniruhusu nifanye kazi mahali popote kulingana na sheria za.
Now, the Retirement Benefits Authority (RBA) has sought to demystify the proposed increment in pension deductions for salaried workers from the next month, urging Kenyans to view the new rates as enhanced from the retirement savings. Now, RBA Chief Executive Officer Charles Mashira says that the new deductions set to take effect from next month, as proposed in the National Social Security Fund (NSSF) Act 2013, was not a tax but a saving for retirees to live dignified lives in old age. Now, Minet Insurance General Manager in charge of pensions, Daniel Mainga, whose company organized the conference, noted that the forum brings together trustees from across the industry to dissect the new things in the pensions market and also what is affecting the pensions industry.
Most important, when we are serving as trustees, we always remember we serve because we are trying to create value for our members' contributions. This value is really securing their future at the point of retirement. Now, it would be very, very ungrateful for us trustees or even service providers in the pension industry when a retiree was to come who's been saving for their employment life, and at the point of retirement there we just tell them things are not good, there are no retirement benefits, or even for that matter the benefits that are there are not sufficient. That would not be good to any contributor who has done this consistently for their working life. So that's why we must keep thinking what is new and what is the best way of creating value. Now, for this year, what we're trying to do is we are talking about alternative investments. We are talking about how to retire for this to plan for this retirement. We are discussing more about alternative investments, what is new, and that's why in part of our discussions we have some speakers who are focusing on ways of doing alternative investments like warehousing, coolers, renewable energy. These are sectors that are yet to be fully explored.
Probably is the anniversary when the contribution rates under the NSSF Act as carried. The NSSF Act 2013 provides for a first escalation of contributions by both employer and employee. This year, the formulas that they have, the maximum contribution has been 4,320 up to January this year. Starting next month, based on what is provided for under the schedules, the contribution rate will rise to a maximum of 8,640, which, from where I sit, this is it is not a tax. It's a saving. And I think we need to emphasize on this. It is a saving. Please, I would like to encourage our people in the labor force, that you have been saving 400 Kenya shillings before the NSSF Act 2013. The provision now is you're saving 8,640. It is employees' money. The employer is contributing 50% of that, 4,320. Employee 4,320. I say this for those who have salaries which are beyond 72,000. But you can still apply the same formula on pro rata basis. So the space is next month we will contribute more in accordance with the NSSF Act. The money does not have to go fully to NSSF. That's another issue, and there's a confusion which has been brought there. For those employees who are in any other pension scheme, the Retirement Benefits Authority offers opportunities for people to do what we call contracting out. That amount which is beyond
Now, the Museum of Illusion, MOI, the world's fastest growing museum chain, has successfully opened its doors in Nairobi. The museum will officially open to the public on January 25th, 2025, which is tomorrow. Now, while officially commissioning the museum, tourism CS Rebecca Miano commended the move, noting that it will boost the number of tourists visiting Kenya and impact creativity among the youth.
And as Nika mentioned, this is our 58th museum globally. It's our largest museum in Africa. It's got our newest and latest and greatest exhibits. We're really, really proud of this museum, and we're really excited to be able to bring it to Kenya and for the people in Kenya and Nairobi to enjoy the museum as well. I'm often asked, why did we choose Kenya for a location for the museum, for Nairobi? And we really like the vibrancy and the progressiveness and the youthfulness of the culture here. And that fits very well with the culture and ethos of Museum of Illusions. So thank you once again for coming and for helping us to launch the museum. And we look forward to welcoming you in the museum as guests later today and in the future. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm truly elated to unveil this pioneering and momentous occasion during which the city of Nairobi has acquired a brand new tourist attraction, the Museum of Illusion, Nairobi chapter. What I assure the initiators of this reformist phenomenon is that you are opening this museum at the right time. You are setting up when our capital is quickly claiming the accolade of being one of the most exciting and innovative urban centers in Africa and beyond. Today we are gathered here to welcome the beginning of an entirely new kind of cultural experience in our city. The Museum of Illusions as a phenomenon challenges human perceptions, expands imagination, and kindles the joy of curiosity and wonder.
Now on to matter sports. Manchester City is scheduled to play against Chelsea on Saturday 25th at 5:30 p.m. in East African time at Etihad Stadium in the English Premier League. Currently, the Blues are in the 4th position with 48 points, while Manchester City are in position 5 with 38 points, just 12 points below the leading champions, Liverpool, in the EPL standing table. Well, that marks the end of our bulletin tonight. Many thanks for choosing Hope TV Newswatch. My name is Sammy Adika, and Boniface Murethi has been our sign language interpreter. Many thanks to James Ndiku and Abdil Whiteman for the amazing job they've done this week. Now I hand you over to the Friday Frenzy team led by DJ Kvid. Do have a wonderful night and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Goodbye.